having been in existence for at least 55 million years and as the planet's largest rainforest, the Amazon is Earth's single greatest location for biodiversity. It is still home to nearly 400 indigenous tribes that continue to live off the land and by the rules of nature. There is still so much that we do not know about the Amazon rainforest and so many species that we have yet to discover. The forest is so dense and so massive that new technologies have been created in order to more effectively conduct research while simultaneously preserving the area from deforestation that reveal how little we know about the people living there hundreds of years ago, and how even in 2021 there are new species of animals still being discovered in this 2.7 million square mile forest. So today, here at Unexplained Mysteries, we'll be taking a look at 3 incredible Amazon jungle discoveries. Archaeologists find a vast network of Amazon villages laid out like the cosmos. This jungle discovery was the result of a new archaeological project that focused on learning more about the pre-Columbian Amazon. Over the last 20 years, research has uncovered that the southern rim of the rainforest was home to a culture of soil sculptors that were able to engineer entire landscapes around their villages long before the Europeans arrived with such knowledge. It is only in the last 10 years that scientists have been able to find remnants of these complex designs, called Mound Villages, which are shaped as rectangles or circles and connected by intricate networks of roads. While these mound villages have been found and documented in other parts of the country, archaeologists had never sought them out in the Brazilian state of Acre. This prompted an international group of researchers to join forces and perform a complete survey of the area using LiDAR technology. Before this technology, researchers would have needed to rely on deforestation or hacking their way through the rainforest to reveal any ancient secrets. But with LiDAR, billions of pulsed lasers are shot toward a designated section of land from a helicopter only to bounce back toward the sensor, providing the precise measurements needed to recreate 3D maps and models of the area. The resulting data from their flight over Acre revealed 36 of these mound villages, 25 circular and 11 rectangular, dating from the 1300s to the 1700s. The circular villages each had similar layouts, featuring elongated mounds circling the plaza at the center of the city, making them resemble the face of a clock. From above, the mounds circling the villages looked like the rays of the sun. Each village was about 3 miles apart, but connected to one another, creating a vast network through the rainforest. Archaeologists speculate that these cultures may have been inspired by the stars when they created their communities. The village networks are designed in such a consistent and distinctive way that researchers believe they were arranged in a pattern that reflects the Native Americans' understanding of the cosmos. Mysterious geoglyphs reveal Amazon was densely populated. Once thought to be an untouched paradise, the pre-Columbian Amazon may have actually been home to millions of people. Until recently, it was assumed that the Amazon was a pristine paradise with only a few groups of nomadic people living around the Amazon River to sustain themselves. New research in the Brazilian state of Mato Grosso suggests a new story entirely. As it turns out, the rainforest could have actually been home to millions living in large interconnected villages. With much of the region covered in dense forest, the area has always been challenging to navigate for any archaeologist interested in finding out more about how Amazonians lived away from the river and its resources. Using satellite imagery, teams were able to identify geoglyphs, which are ancient geometric ground drawings made by humans out of the earth, stone, and low-relief mounds, presumably part of a ritual for the gods, especially in times of drought. Once they had the geoglyphs, the team went into the field to the precise locations to see if they could actually find any remnants of ancient civilizations there. They were overjoyed when all 24 areas they visited contained some form of proof that people had lived there. In one site, they found old ceramics estimated to be from 1410 AD. After returning to their labs, they then used their findings to predict the locations of other possible sites, which revealed there are likely 1,300 villages and geoglyphs in the 154,000 square mile area of southern Amazonia, 2/3 of which have yet to be found. The research team now believes that between 500,000 and 1 million people once lived in a mere 7% of the Amazon basin. Prior to this research, it was estimated that the entire basin had only ever been home to 2 million people. The possibility of there being even more sites suggests that these interconnected villages spanned over 1,100 miles during their peak years between 1200 and 1500 AD. It appears that there are more discoveries to be found in the Amazon. New species of pumpkin toadlet poisonous frog discovered in Brazil. The Amazon is a place of endless discovery, so much so that new species are still being found. A new species of pumpkin toadlet, named for the famous Halloween squash, has recently been discovered in Brazil's Atlantic forest. Only the size of a thumbnail, this fluorescent orange toadlet is highly toxic. It secretes a poison called tetrodotoxin, which is the same lethal toxin found in pufferfish, also known as fugu. Luckily for the researchers who discovered the species, they are not a significant threat to humans as long as you are careful not to touch your eyes or mouth after handling them. What makes this little toadlet so unique is that the bony plates on its back and skull are fluorescent and glow through their skin when exposed to UV light. This was a mysterious and rare sight, as only 2 other pumpkin toadlet species share this trait. Scientists still do not understand its purpose, but think it might play a role in their communication. Finding this little toadlet was not easy. Brazil has the most amphibian species, with over 1,000 species found in the rainforest alone. Research leader Ivan Sergio Nunes Silva of São Paulo State University was determined to find new pumpkin toadlets with his team, as identifying new creatures is the best way to preserve Brazil's biodiversity and to protect the species from extinction. Nunes and his team found the toadlet during their 76 field surveys. They spent countless hours roaming the forest streams between 2018 and 2019. Even after the discovery, the team had to be sure this was a new species, so they took several DNA samples from the new toad and compared them to samples of every known toadlet to date. They also analysed its behaviour, bone structure, physical features, and recorded its mating call to compare every possible data point against their existing data. They found that the new toad was smaller than others in the species, had unusual faded black markings likely due to elevation, and could not hear its own calls because of its underdeveloped ears. Nunes and his team hope that the discovery of new species will inspire organizations and governments to make a more significant effort in preserving the rainforest and reducing the constant threat of deforestation. Hopefully, as research continues, we will be able to get a better understanding of their story. In addition, it is still surprising to think that there are still so many undiscovered animal species on our planet. Who knows what other kinds of creatures we will find as new technologies are being created every day. But what do you make of these jungle discoveries? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comments section below and help us by growing this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.